Hey people, 5 Aces here, and yes, this is indeed a high game again. What you gonna do? He is the paragon of randomness, and I love his playstyle. So this replay was sent to me by Lucas, my good buddy Lucas, who actually has a good taste in replays, and he promised me that this is gonna be a good game. So I'm actually hyped on casting it. Let's do this shit. We have in the top left, spawning is pitch black, in the darkest trunks imaginable, Mr. High, presumably from Hong Kong, even though that's not confirmed. And his opponent du jour, Gatekeeper. We all know and love Gatekeeper, relentless, aggressive playstyle, and they're duking it out on the map Central Village. Remote Villages, sorry, not Central Village. Which is a relatively new map that got concocted for the map maker contest that Noob Map Maker and So Scared were hosting. Looks like a pretty standard map except for those 2 pockets of water. Relatively open. You have like 3 major chokes. Yes, that's contradicting itself, but it's still relatively open because those chokes are actually fairly big, and you can't squeeze an MCV in here. Nowhere. I tried hard. So this is basically a no base building zone, which I really like because spacewalking is annoying. I'm not gonna have any of that. And we're gonna see what High can pull out of his bag of random builds again. I'm not expecting a standard game by any stretch of the imagination. Looks like rifle spam for the time being. Scout getting picked off. He's on one refinery, 1 harvester, and he's not gonna have a war factory anytime soon, I guess. Looks like a double ref opener, considering he's pumping so much into early infantry. Engineer is of course important. You have 2 oil derricks on the sides. And then there is this large coastline, which is probably largely irrelevant in any imaginable situation, because you can't really reach the ore patches except for this one, which is yeah. If you don't know, check out the mapmaker contest. I think the votes are still open. You can still vote for your favorite map there. It's on Slightly Stuff, the forums, official OpenRA forums. Probably gonna post a link in the description. Oh, factions. Yes, we have France from Gatekeeper versus Germany from High. Gatekeeper, usually the faction choice doesn't factor in that much with Gatekeeper because his playstyle is low tier spam and early pressure. He rarely ever techs, and I've never seen him play Soviets. High, on the other hand, well, he's the wild card. He's the Jesus of random builds. He can do whatever he wants. Getting a good scouting run here. Spotting the base. Rangineer here. Early ranger pack up. So I'd imagine that Gatekeeper is trying to disrupt the early game from High here. That was not a double refinery. That was actually ore truck. That was actually War Factory ore truck and refinery. Ooh, range again low. Range again low on the other side. Ooh, pretty dicey. But this ranger is worth a lot more because it's got it's a rangineer. The rifle's taking a bit of a poke at the ore truck. Ore truck is pretty unimpressed so far. Just deciding to go about his daily business. Yeah, High doesn't want to move in with the ranger because it's like 1 salvo away from dying. Both have gotten their oil derricks. High's trying for a sneaky cap, but I can't imagine this working. There's a low health ranger. There's an MCV. That's the original MCV, which Gatekeeper likes to do. There's a light tank too. Probably gonna get the crush, I'd say. Maybe play 50 to pick up on the way in. Nope, barely missing. Not getting the crush, but still getting the push. So if you push the engineer out of the way, it's gonna achieve the same thing, namely disrupting the capture. Yeah, Gatekeeper is securing the expansions early. I think that's a smart move. He's floating. Ooh. Double refinery, he's floating 5k, what the hell? Produce stuff, good sir. High is gone for a service depot. I'd imagine, well, 6 ore trucks, that's actually that's a lot considering the ore patches are really small. You'd rather go for a couple small refineries, backed by 1 ore truck, rather than mass ore trucks here. Nice, getting the repairs on the ranger down. So his scout is still in the mix. And there's an actual expansion out for High. I like this build more. Gatekeeper is trying to get a hold of the ore refinery. I don't imagine he's gonna get it, considering there's a conga line of 20 riflemen heading his way. Yep. Wow, so rude, getting promotions for killing unarmed civilians with wrenches. Gatekeeper poking away at the oil derrick with a light tank, and if there is no response in time, then this is eventually gonna get him down. Oh, you can even see the projectiles, I didn't notice. Look at those puny projectiles. Health bars barely moving. Nice map design, I have to say. Very visually pleasing. Looks like a... Oh, like a Venetian mask or something. And there are two nice lighthouses. Look like nipples. So we have an early push here for Gatekeeper, of course. I'm not very surprised. Gonna be pretty rough because those three tanks can tank for days. Ooh, this might actually have been the saving grace here for High, because he got the flank. Otherwise, his riflemen would have wasted their shots on the light tanks. But now, wow, that's actually been fairly good for High. And those three light tanks are just not achieving anything. Light tanks on their own they're not combat efficient whatsoever. That was pretty lucky for High because he had his army over there. And once the light tanks had started moving in, they hadn't seen any resistance. He thought it was safe to move in the infantry. And they came through this little canyon and got ambushed from the top left side. So, fairly cost efficient here. Last light tank going down. High has traded very well so far. He's also starting a small push towards the bottom side, probably trying to pick off harvesters. And Gatekeeper is trying again, this time for the middle. Again, not much here for High. High is going for a bunch of random stuff. Oh, third expansion. Lots of medics, lots of mechanics. Now these guys can really be worth it, but I would not use them in an infantry blob. I would give them a separate control group. Spy. German spies cost 500, pretty expensive. Wow, the ranger got through all of this, running the gauntlet here. Only to probably find a couple light tanks. And his demise. Oh, Gatekeeper is cleaning house. What are you doing, buddy? This ain't no single player mission, no money crates here. But the engagement is commencing on the middle. Yeah, and look at the... Hey, he got the disguise off on the two of the spies. But those mechanics can't do shit here. Should have gone for rocket soldiers. Like, if you play against... Ooh, the artillery, this is out of place here. That's way out of his league. 5 light tanks. First Hind coming in, probably not going to live to tell the tale. Nope. That's important here. This artillery is probably going to do major damage. But already High has lost one of his 3 expansions. He has lost the service depot tech. Pretty obnoxious for him. Wow, he went for 4 spies. 2,000 credits. High might wanna... He didn't really move his riflemen in. What is he doing? Oh, okay. Finally cleanup achieved. Ah, he's camping on the bottom side. He gets 2 ore trucks. Probably gonna get the barracks. Maybe a turret to boot. Very good. And I spy with my eye. I spy another nipple in this little body of water here. Yes, of course. Because why not? It's High. Couple destroyers, because those have such great use here on this map. They can't even reach the oil derricks. Don't know why. He's going. Oh, one of the spies got sniffed out. There is a second, third, and fourth spy even. Let's keep tabs on that. It was a pretty hefty engagement. High is going for the bottom right expansion. He should move in. Helis for the line of sight, pretty useful. I bet you High is going... Is he going to try and lock down this body of water as well? I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, almost got the barracks. This spy going in though, and... Is he gonna get the war factory? Ah! He took a shot, but he didn't get it anymore. So, that's it. Veteran company unlocked for High. Veteran vehicles on all fronts. There we go. Spawning with a nice yellow chevron. 10%, I was almost about to say accuracy, but we're not in Company of Heroes. 10% speed, 10% armor, 10% damage, and 10% rate of fire, I think. Pretty massive swing here. Spies can be so cost efficient in the long term. But look what's brewing up here. There's something cooking. Can you smell what the gate is cooking here? And that's the A move. Can High hold? I don't know. His artillery should, by the way, not be here. They should be in the back lines. They should be, like, probably here. Nestled in safely. The artillery is going down immediately. Gatekeeper is going on an artillery hunt. This is not looking good here. This might put a real dent into the plans of expansion. Highest plans for world domination gonna be stopped right here at the doorstep of remote villages. The Hind didn't get a single burst off. That's so bad. He needs to focus out the rocket soldiers because they're the ones that are actually demolishing the base here. Okay. Artillery's from the back lines. Let's see if he can salvage the situation. Doesn't look good for him, but at the same time, he's going in with a spy. That's what I love about High. He's getting so creative, especially in times like these. What's he going for? He's going to lose the service, the helipad. He knows that. Power. Meh. Power is not gonna do much in a situation like this. You only wanna take out the power if you're actually planning on doing like a helicopter sweep or something like that. Is the focus fire good enough? He should focus fire the individual soldiers instead of the medium tank. Okay. Good enough. He held on, but at what cost? Now Gatekeeper has gotten a whiff of this. He's lost 2 medium tanks in the process. He's about to lose a 3rd. Tech center for the first cruiser is out for High. I am officially hyped. Color me hyped. Hyper! Nice. The destroyers are so efficient versus tanks and armor in general. Just the rocket batteries obliterating any sort of armor. Base push is on. 3 medium tanks, but no anti-infantry. Gatekeeper really needs to get his rifles in there. He's selling out because there is no O-truck anymore here. Conyard's probably gonna go down, let's see. Nice focus fire with High. He has focused out the rocket soldiers. They're the ones that are actually threatening here. And that's some nice juicy veterancy on those destroyers. Ooh. You know a game is on the razor's edge when you have to focus defensive structures with Hinds. You never wanna have to do that. More and more turrets. Turrets are not the right response to mass rocket soldiers. And 2 cruisers now, they can, if they land their shots, they can actually do so much AoE. Let's see. Nope. A bit dicey. Could be worse. Could be way worse. Let's see. Yeah, that was a good barrage. Finally getting it down. Oh, the Conyard might fall. Yes, the Conyard does fall indeed. So that's down to 1 Conyard and a Chronosphere. A Chronosphere for High. Of course. Because why not? I wouldn't be surprised to even see like Chronotanks, considering his Germany. Ooh, expensive. That's so much poke and pressure. So what you actually have to do against Navy camp, you have to either get well, longbows are too expensive. Longbows would actually be a good counter if you have enough to burst a single ship at a time, but mass rocket soldiers can trade effectively, and the other option is artillery, because artillery outranges anything save the cruisers, and cruisers have shit accuracy over a long distance. Oh my god, he has relegated production to the left side, and now the cruisers are starting to shell the Ulderics. There's literally nothing that Gatekeeper can do with his low tech. He doesn't even have radar dome. What? High Chronosphere, his own construction yard like 20 feet away. Well, yes, that's High. That's High in a nutshell. Cruisers are, mind you, they are not good in direct engagements, but they put on so much psychological pressure. They're so annoying to deal with. They just poke out, like, if you let your army stay there, they're just gonna poke out everything. Ooh, Hind down. No bueno. The Hind landing bug is actually preventing more damage here, because otherwise they would land. Tech center falling though. That's an example of bad focus fire. The panicking civilian is being shot at by 3 bazookas, so the tanks are getting through. So much infantry out, and I love that. Hai is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's using those helicopters for line of sight instead of direct engagements. Look at his map control. He can see way more than half of the map. That's an oil derrick falling, but that's an eye for an eye. It's the Gatekeeper's last oil derrick is about to go down. 120 mil shells. Pretty devastating. Okay, that got held as well. So the cruisers are free to have free reign to pick away at the war factory. Getting the bunker to boot. Very good. There is something brewing on the left side though, and it's not scouted yet. This might be another all-in push. But while this is happening and while Gatekeeper is building up, he's just slowly getting picked apart by the cruisers and long-range barrages. Now, one thing that is also doing is it's denying most of the ore fields for Gatekeeper, because those are basically the juiciest ore fields around, and they're completely denied. That's zone control. But here comes the push. He might get so much in return. Chronosphere is ready though. Let's see. Hai has no army to speak of. What is he going for? He needs to defend here somehow. Oh, we had some technical issues there. Seems like... Oh, the destroyers unreached. He chronosphered them! He chronosphered them into the destroyer lines. That's so nice. Such nice play. Beautiful. Beautiful execution by Hai. Losing his chronosphere, probably the radar. But really nice hold regardless. Yep, the radar is also down, and now there's a wreckage ready for salvaging. Ah, that's all the anti-air. Everything's gonzo. Ah, God. Someone's cruising for a bruising here. And it's definitely not Hai. The GPS timer has restarted. That means, yes, there's another tech center. Hai loves going high-tech, and he usually makes it work as well, which is so beautiful to watch. Helicopter conga. This might take a while to rearm. One helipad. Unfortunately, the bug where you can stack helicopters on top of each other doesn't work anymore. Otherwise, this would go way easier. Another ore truck down. Yeah, Gatekeeper, there's not much he can do at the time being, because more than half of his ore keeps being denied. Or keeps getting denied by those cruisers and destroyers here. Ooh, no line of sight. What's he trying to do here? What was that for? I think he went for a crash, but he was having second thoughts here. Rocket soldiers picking off another ore truck. Artilleries. There's just so many. There's a barrage of steel coming Gatekeeper's way. He doesn't even know how to respond and where to respond first. This must be so much pressure for him. He's selling out here. Heinz for the line of sight. There's a longbow even. Haven't seen longbows in... I haven't seen Chronotanks in forever. Like, the last time I've actually seen Chronotanks in a legit game was like cast number 8 or 9 that I casted versus... which was the match... V Christian versus Reach, I think. Oh, nice blink micro. You always want to just pull your Chronotanks behind your safety net. Oh. He gets out. Second Chronotank joining the fray. Beautiful! The artillery in the back lines is slowly killing the infantry. Nice. So nice. Now that the armor is down, he might actually go for an offensive blink. And blink crush. Yes! Beautiful. Ooh, the shell almost took out the Chronotank. But keep in mind, 10% veterancy. That actually saved the Chronotank from his own artillery. Friendly fire, boys. The longbow, let's see what it can do here. He can start whittling away at the medium tank. Let's see. That is some nice micro. That was really beautiful. The hind focusing all the soldiers, and the longbow just observing. I think it's a minimum range. Sometimes that happens where you have like minimum range, you can't actually target anything. Oh, here is the move again. It's not an A move though, he's carefully selecting his target. Nice! Chronotanks to the rescue! Just blinking in the nick of time. Veteran artillery, ooh, more and more Chronotanks. Right, I love what I'm seeing here. Beautiful play. 4 tanks in the eco lines. Where's the response? Well, there are a couple rocket soldiers, so not a big problem. Might just lose one or two ore trucks and that's it. More and more Chronotanks. I love them. On a map this open against someone who hasn't teched. Like, keep in mind, if this were to be a player who had teched with a radar dome properly, ooh, nice. With a proper radar dome with some hinds out, it would actually be incredibly easy to snipe the Chronotanks. But considering Gatekeeper never really techs, this is the perfect counter to him. Oh, offensive blink. Nice. Gonna get him. He can blink indefinitely, you know? Like, he can just blink in again. There's just nothing here stopping those Chronotanks and... yeah, Chronotanks and cruisers. Who would have thought, man? Ooh, that's some good AoE. The artillery also helping. Nice, the Chronotanks just picking off more and more stuff. Now going for the half-health Conyard. No, second to last Conyard. Not actually the last Conyard. And Chronotanks are fairly good versus armor, so he can just trade with the tanks here. If he refocuses. Doesn't look like. He doesn't feel like it. Nope, nope, nope. It's a bit expensive. Oh, now he's blinking back. Nice. More spies for Gatekeeper. None of these guys is actually Britain, so spies, yeah, always a big investment. Big commitment here. That's Mars helipads. That's what I like to see. Also repairing, patching up his hinds. They're smoking, but they're still going. In-flight smoking is seemingly not prohibited yet in the Red Alert universe. Please take a seat. Please refrain from smoking in all domestic flights. Well, that's not a domestic flight, I guess. Chronotanks, man, I'm so hyped to see those guys. And the Chronosphere is obviously back. Wait, did he chrono anything though? Doesn't look like. Gatekeeper is having such difficulties trading with the artilleries. Because again, he's low tier. He is on tier 0. Oh well, tier 1.5 I guess with the service depot. Oh, there is engagement. 5 tanks. Nice, blinking back. Oh, and escaping as well. Now there are 4 Chronotanks. You don't want to be chased by 4 Chronotanks, because these guys can always close the gap, open the gap at will. Wow. Ooh, losing 1. So nice. That is such nice micro here. Always chasing after the tanks. Only losing 1 Chronotank for 5 medium tanks. Beautifully played. Well executed. Gatekeeper tossing in the Chichi. And I can see why this has it's been a pretty rough game for him. In terms of combat, in terms of the earnings. I actually went for he had a power spike early on, then it just started to dwindle. But yeah, water camping was so good on this map, surprisingly enough. I hadn't considered this myself, but water camping locks down these 2 ore patches. And it's really annoying to deal with this, because what you need is artilleries and focus the shipyards. And once you have gotten the shipyards down, there is no more reinforcements from the water. But again, Gatekeeper didn't have the tech. And that's one of the flaws in his playstyle. He loves playing aggressively, he loves moving out his original MCV. All those are risky moves. And well countered by High. Tons of fun to cast and to watch. I hope you guys can see why I love High games. Yes, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time. 5 Aces out.